I want to start with a statistic that feels almost counterintuitive today.
Yeah.
Roughly 90% of people using NotebookLM to generate slides are doing it completely wrong. They ignore one tiny UI element, and because of that, they just get generic corporate slop.
It is wild. They ignore the pencil icon. That one button is the difference between a bland summary and having an AI act like your own senior creative director.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. It is Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. Today we are looking at a new guide by Max Ann from AI Fire. It explores 7 blueprints for moving beyond basic AI summarization into something called creative synthesis.
Right, which is the big shift right now. We are going to cover how to transform literally a messy napkin into a boardroom deck. We'll look at creating manga-style storybooks and the exact 2026 instructions you need to make it happen for you.
We have a lot of ground to cover. We're looking at sources that range from handwritten notes to dense technical papers. The mission today is to figure out how to stop using AI as just a fast reader and start using it as a true design partner. Let's unpack the core problem first. People dump their sources into the tool. They click Generate. Why is that default button such a trap?
Because it is the path of least resistance. You upload your PDFs or audio files into NotebookLM, you see that big Generate button, you click it, and the AI just defaults to the safest, most average output.
It just gives you text on a screen.
Right. It is factually accurate, but it has absolutely no soul.
For those who might be new to this specific tool, NotebookLM is Google's free multimodal tool. Multimodal just means it understands text, images, and audio all at once. And the defining feature here is grounded creativity. Unlike other AIs that pull random data from the web, this one only uses the sources you upload.
Which is great for accuracy. But that safety rail makes the default slides incredibly boring. It is afraid to improvise. That is why you need the custom instructions menu.
The pencil icon.
Exactly. It sits right next to the generator. That is your control panel. You can force the AI into a specific role. You can tell it, you are a Japanese manga illustrator, or you are a senior workshop lead.
So it's creativity, but restricted strictly to the truth you provide.
Exactly. It creates style without inventing facts.
Let's move to the first blueprint. The guide calls this handwritten notes to slides. I think this resonates with anyone who still prefers analog thinking. The messy page of ideas.
Oh, the conspiracy wall phase.
Yeah, exactly. Circles, arrows, half thoughts.
We all do it. You have this great brainstorming session. The notebook looks like chaos. And then you realize you have to type it all out. It kills the momentum.
So how does the pencil icon fix that?
It's actually really fluid. Step 1, you just snap a photo of the napkin. Step 2, you upload it. The AI reads handwriting incredibly well now.
Even my terrible handwriting.
Probably better than you can read it. But step 3 is the key. You use the pencil icon to request a style. The guide uses a space exploration example. Someone uploaded rough notes about milestones and future missions.
And what do they ask for?
They asked for a modern, inspiring aesthetic. And the AI didn't just transcribe the text. It built a stunning deck. And it even kept the original handwritten image as a very first slide.
Oh, to keep the authenticity.
Right. It shows exactly where the idea started before moving into the polished slides.
Does it actually understand the logic of the arrows and circles?
Surprisingly, yes. It follows your visual logic perfectly.
That is fascinating. It translates the visual relationship, not just the words. Beat. Let's look at the second use case. This addresses the opposite problem. The source material isn't messy, it's just incredibly dense.
The glazed eyes phenomenon.
Yes. Reading a 40-page research paper. The information density is high, but retention is basically 0.
Because it is a wall of text, the solution here is narrative. You have to treat the AI as a storyteller. You upload your dense sources. But instead of asking for bullet points, you use the pencil icon to ask for a visual storybook.
How does that change the output?
It changes the delivery mechanism. You are asking for metaphors. You are asking for cause and effect. Whoa, imagine taking a dense quantum physics paper and instantly turning it into a graphic novel for a 12-year-old.
That completely changes how we approach education.
It really does. It is perfect for visual learners or teaching kids complex topics. You aren't dumbing down the science. You are just stacking Lego blocks of data into a story they can actually digest.
Is the retention actually higher with this narrative approach?
Research says yes. Story stick, raw data fades.
That brings us to use case 3, which tackles a massive corporate pain point, ugly slides. inconsistent fonts.
The wall of text.
The Frankenstein deck, where you stitch together 5 different presentations.
It is the worst. But the guide has this brand guide hack. You basically build a content-only deck in Google Slides. It can be completely ugly. You export it as a PDF and upload it.
Okay, but how does it know your brand?
You upload a second PDF, a brand Bible. This has your hex codes, your fonts, your logo rules.
And then you prompt it.
You use the pencil icon and say, apply the visual rules from the brand Bible to the content deck. And it automatically maps the style. It aligns the fonts. It creates visual consistency.
So you never have to manually format a slide again.
Not if you upload that brand Bible once.
That is a massive time saver. Sponsor. Placeholder for separate script. Do not include content. We're back. Let's shift from corporate workflows to personal skill mastery. Use case 4 is the step-by-step guide.
I have a vulnerable admission here. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Oh, totally. We all do.
I'll want to learn a new coding language, and I end up with 20 tabs open, but I don't know the sequence. I want to learn, but I don't know the structure.
That is tutorial hell. The progression plane use case solves this. The guide uses the one-armed pull-up as an example. It's a really hard skill.
So you upload all the scattered advice?
Yeah, you upload YouTube transcripts, Reddit threads, fitness blogs. You intentionally feed it the chaos.
Yeah.
Then you use the pencil icon to ask for a structured progression plan.
And it outputs a roadmap. Right. It gives you baseline strength requirements. Progressive drills. Stage-by-stage advancement. It acts like your own personal coach.
It synthesizes the conflicting advice from Reddit and YouTube.
It finds the consensus and orders it logically.
That is incredibly practical. Let's move to use cases 5 and 6. These are for high-pressure settings. The classic Monday morning panic for a Friday workshop.
Right, where you have no plan and you just end up making a boring lecture.
But use case 5 changes that. You upload your case studies. Then you ask for a workshop structure.
And it doesn't just give you slides, it generates discussion prompts. It creates live activities and reflection questions. It essentially writes a full lesson plan for you.
It builds the actual experience. 2-sec silence. Use case 6 applies a similar logic to debates. We usually only research things that confirm our own biases.
Which is dangerous. The debate use case forces critical thinking. You upload conflicting sources. For example, articles saying AI is great for jobs and articles saying AI will destroy the economy.
And you ask for a head-to-head comparison deck.
Exactly. You get a slide showing the productivity gains right next to a slide showing the inequality risks. It forces you to see the trade-offs.
Does it pick a winner in the debate?
No. It steelmans both sides for clarity.
It builds the strongest possible argument for both perspectives. I love that. Now, use case 7. The guide calls this the recursive speaker notes trick.
This is the absolute smartest workflow in the entire guide.
It sounds a bit meta. Walk us through it.
Okay, so you generate your slide deck using everything we just talked about. You download that finished deck. Then you re-upload that finished deck back into NotebookLM as a new source.
You feed the final product back into the machine.
Yes. Then you go to the standard chat, not the slide generator, and you ask for structured speaker notes for the file you just uploaded.
Because it can see the slides it just made.
Exactly. It looks at the visual cues, it pulls the underlying data, and it writes a slide-by-slide script for you.
You're feeding the output back in as input.
Exactly. It analyzes its own creation to coach you.
Let's pause there. We've talked a lot about the magic, but we need to talk about reality. What breaks? What is the catch here?
There are 3 main limitations you have to know about. First is the watermarks. There is a NotebookLM watermark in the bottom right corner of every slide. You can't remove it inside the tool.
You have to export it and crop it manually.
Yeah, which is annoying. The second limitation is no editing. You cannot change the text inside NotebookLM. If it makes a typo, you can't just click and fix it.
That seems like a massive friction point.
It is. You have to export to Google Slides or PowerPoint to fix any text. And the third limitation is what they call the clean trap.
Meaning the aesthetic.
Right. Unless you use a really radical style prompt like a 1960s NASA poster or a chalkboard style, the visuals tend to look very similar. They lean toward a clean, generic corporate look.
So this is for the first 80% of the work.
Yes. It gets you to the polish phase instantly.
You still have to do the final 20% yourself. That seems fair for how much time it saves.
Let's do a quick recap. The big idea here is a fundamental shift in how we view the software.
Right. In 2026, you cannot treat this like a search engine or a photocopier. It is a creative synthesizer.
You have to stop clicking generate and start clicking the pencil.
Treat the AI as a designer. Give it a role. Give it constraints. That is where the magic happens.
If you want to try this out today, the guide suggests starting with the handwritten note trick. Take a picture of your messy notepad, upload it, and use the pencil icon.
It is the ultimate gateway drug to this entire workflow. Once you see it work, you will never look at your notes the same way.
Before we sign off, I want to leave you with a thought. If this tool allows anyone to generate a perfectly structured, beautifully narrated presentation in 10 seconds, what happens to the baseline? When a perfect slide deck is no longer impressive, what will make your actual ideas stand out? Beat? Thanks for diving in. See you next.